out in RGL land. We're all having a splendid Valentine's week. Got a few games I enjoy we're going to be playing today. And I'm going to think of comment on this. So, first and foremost, I'm really very glad that you all are here and that I get to run some games for you because this is the kind of thing I just never want to take for granted. Getting time to be able to play games you enjoy for an audience like this is just, I mean, it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. You all are incredible, and thank you. Second, even though I mean, anyone who watches RGL knows I've been playing this game a lot over the past year on this channel. Up till recently is AGDQ, which was not on RGL, but it was a big lead up to that. So for RGLove, I wanted to add a bit more spice to it by adding a character bid war. This is interesting for me because I submitted my standard 1cc category, but I've only 1cc'd this character with 2 games. So it was just a case of, well, we will or we won't, and we'll see what happens. So, of course, the character that won the bid war is one that I have not 1cc'd with, so someone wants to clearly see something happen. It's going to be an amazing disaster piece either way. So let's go ahead and fire it in. We're going to be playing as Michelangelo, who, as I mentioned, I've never 1cc'd this game with, although I do have to give props to Stormcrow56K, who I believe got the first recorded Michelangelo 1cc within the last couple of weeks, so I was able to study his run and see how a lot of this goes. So we'll go ahead and fire it off at 3, 2, 1, go.
Fire! Hang on.
So a couple things to note about Michelangelo. His horizontal range is deceptively good, especially on his special. I'm trying to think of how I can showcase it properly. But like that doesn't look like it should have hit at all, but it did. Another thing that's notable about him, he has the fastest normal in the game. For those that don't play fighting games, a normal is just a standard melee hit. Just like press the attack button. And once again, thank you to everybody who did donate towards any character being in for this, up to and including Mike. So anyway, this attack here that I'm going to show, the one where he spins his nunchucks to the side, this has variable frame data. At the earliest possible frame, it hits at 6 frames, which makes it the fastest attack in the game. Which isn't bad. Like, it means you can interrupt just about anything. Makes Rocksteady pretty simple once you corner him, as you can see. You can appreciate the Paces and the GLs, everybody. Y'all are amazing. So I honestly think Mike is really fun to play. But unfortunately, he does have problems. His, particularly his vertical hitbox, like how well he's able to hit above and below himself, it's questionable. It has some issues. We're not going to see that just yet, because that doesn't become really important until later in the game. There are some cool things I learned earlier today while doing some practice sessions. Okay. I did not want to come down. They're trolling me a bit. I'm going to have to deal with this. Where you going? Also, I love Michelangelo's throw, unironically. It looks like a Street Fighter style throw, like Ryu's doing it or something. Something else discovered in the last month or so. Josie skip can be done on the right. All the way over here. You have to go all the way back to the left, save time. Why would you not do it? Warp our way through the wall. That's that guy. Okay. So here's where that was just really bad luck. 2 in a row. Come on, game. You're rude. So this is where the horizontal ranges I was talking about is going to be really handy. This doesn't honestly look to me like it should hit Bebop at all, but it does, and I'm going to take advantage of that. Stun lock him against the side like that, and we're going to move on. That's the glitch hole. It doesn't look like we're getting the despawn. I'm getting a lot of defense here. Something I discovered while grinding this game for AGDQ, if you are able to get up to this point quickly enough, the 2 knife guys on the left won't spawn at all. I don't know how to do it consistently. It might be frame rule applied, but I haven't been able to get it like often. It seems like it happens by random, but it's definitely not random. We're gonna take this stuff out. As you can tell, Mike's horizontal range is quite good. It actually does matter for a couple of things, particularly the crank fight. I thought Mike would have a terrible crank fight, but in practice earlier, I wasn't getting hit by him at all. Like, Mike can definitely outspace Krang. He probably has the second best crank fight overall behind Don. Leo's suffers a bit because, unlike Michelangelo, his horizontal hitbox is quite weak, whereas his vertical hitbox is great. These guys, oh, that's not good. Am I dead? Yep. Very unlucky. I did not want that to happen. So I guess this ripped the run at least. Never let it be overstated how much this game deflates me when it wants to do stuff like that, but we'll keep playing. Wall jump swag. At this point, I don't even know how the fight the next stage is going to go. Let's move over here. Baxter fight's pretty simple. Stay on the magic pixel you have here. Just click it like this. Appreciate it, Kavik. Thank you so much. Also, big shout-outs to our tech crew for putting together this amazing layout, up to and including the tracker. Speaking of the tracker, don't forget we have all kinds of awesome stuff to continue to donate to this week, up to and including being able to win yourself some prizes. Got a few more myself this week. I'm working on getting another one in for one of my Saturday runs, but as of right now, I've still got cutscene % available for Code Veronica. Very much love to see that, man, because the cutscenes in that game range from horrible to off to awesome, and everything in between. We'll see how this boss fight goes with that early death. Okay. I disagree with that. Disagree with that too, but whatever. Man, it's not working. This is gonna go ugly. I have a chance, but I am gonna have to pay a little bit of attention here. Why would that not hit Bebop? I don't understand. Walked his way back into that one. Okay. That was weird, but okay. Another one we've got for this week. Sunday, I'm going to be playing some Simpsons Arcade for my last run of the event. And there's incentive set in place for co-op % with myself and Anthole. He and I ran it at Endure for Kindness back in November. We had an awesome time, and I would love to be able to co-op this game with him again. And again, I don't know, playing games with Anthole is always fun. I wish I had his happy-go-lucky nature. This guy... Oh, I got an extra guy here, so yeah, this is where the rank is going to start working its way back up. This is going to get kind of ugly. Yeah, this is not good. I got stuff to do. That's fine. I'm going to break out of that. Alright, I'm just going to... This. I don't know what's going to happen here because my health is trash. So I really want to have to use that. Oh yeah, this rank is getting out of control now. We're definitely going to be in some trouble. Okay. He's the one I wanted to hit the most, but I would have rather hit more. This along. Yeah, that's an interesting visual glitch that happened in the game. Once the car spawns, the sprite on the left never goes away. Okay. Weird. Let's see, more things about Mike. I'm gonna let this guy get hit by the tire. For this stage, everybody's seen this a million times from me. You've got these 4 helicopters that are gonna spawn. Although it could be more, based on how the rank panned out. Ordinarily, we'd have 4 enemies spawn after this, but since the enemy count is slowly working its way back up, I don't actually know how many we're going to have to deal with here. Could be more than 4, which means I'm just going to be willing to wait this out. So this is as much of a learning process for any of you as it is for me. Okay, this is very promising. I don't think I'm gonna actually start hitting stuff though. Normally what I do at this point is once I've got 4 enemies on screen, I just start tagging them with like standard hits. Do you see what it cost me there? And I do it just to get their health down low, but I think from here I'm going to have no choice but to try to play it safe once the timer does run down. All I use here is an audio cue to make sure I know when I'm going to be able to start killing enemies. Don't quite know how that's going to work here, but we're going to see. Still thrilled I only had to fight this many enemies and not some surprise dice roll, so that's cute. Back up. Oh, one thing about Mike that bugs me, his sprite has problems. During anything but his idle animation, he's wielding 2 nunchucks, and his idle animation, like you see here, he's only wielding 1. It's a little detail, but it drives me nuts. Okay, ignore me. I'll just pop back in. At least the rank will be a little bit lower, and that should be underestimate. Say like right there, like there he's holding 2 weapons. Why would he only hold 1 weapon while he's idle? Minor tidbit, but you know.
You gotta stay Splinter.
Yeah, this guy. Should have a really low enemy count here. That one guy here. Nope, not today, you don't. Da-da-da. Magic Pixel does it again. We're suddenly at an 80% run at this point. I'm still not risking my health because I'm still going to do the same strats I would normally do. 2 weapons, 1 weapon. 2 weapons, 1 weapon. Guys troll me a bit. They do that. That is a good question. And I'm not going to lie to you. What I am going to do is get in place to fight all these drones. We're way out here. 5 kill there, not too bad. I don't want to scroll the screen too far because I don't want more enemies coming in. That actually becomes a problem if you're on credit 2 at this point because you can move to try to move to the end and just try to despawn stuff, but it really doesn't work. Okay. So once upon a time, this was one of my gates, this game with Mike, because as I mentioned before, Mike's vertical hitbox on his normals is not very good. He can hit things pretty well on the Z-axis, which is what I'm trying to do here. But on the Y-axis, like if I were going to have Granitor come straight at me vertically, it's not quite as strong. Dude, I mean, we definitely have some problems here. Why would that not hit him? Oh yeah, he was still in Stompy. The other thing you can do is kind of just go in and mash like crazy on him, but I haven't gotten that strat yet. There's a certain rhythm to it, and that one does require practice. But yeah, before I played this today, I actually beat Granitor on credit 1 for the first time. Just a save state session. Oh hey everybody, it's the Puzzle Bee. Good to see you. For those unaware, Puzzle P is the person that played ukulele during my singing performance at AGDQ. You all should give that person a follow. Nice deathless. I still hate that fight, but hey, we deathlessed it, so whatever. Off we go. Big old yellow screen.
There it is.
Bum, bum, bum. As we continue on to credit 2, let's head on in here into the Drome. Got a significantly dropped number of enemies here. Got rooted out a bit earlier. Had a run where I got jump kicked into the laser. I never had that happen before. That was crazy rude. Knock that guy around. Oh, okay. Knock this guy around. Whee! Business as usual. Spawn these ice rays. Alright, cool. Guy's gonna go back to his home planet. Probably hangs out with Poochie. Jump this here. Best I've done with Mike up to this point was 1 health going to the bottom of the elevator, and I was able to at least clutch it out to drag, but I think I've determined that Trag for me is a harder fight than Granitor is. Only with Mike, but still significant. Dude, we were just at the factory. How dare you miss that important episode? Okay. Joking, obviously. Get out of here. I don't really like my health here. I also don't know why I turned left. That shouldn't have happened. So I'm gonna risk a missile here. Melee hits are fine. I can re-heal from that. So yeah, with Trag, I tend to have some more issues as Mike because I'm still sticking to the Z-axis plan. But that tends to bring a set of issues because Trag is a lot faster than Granitor is, so it's harder to be able to gauge his pacing. I'm still gonna try it, but it's hard. Yeah, Mike and his hitbox issues. Gotta risk it at this point. Sorry, now I actually have some space to work with. Definitely take that. One of the few times the sideways jump kick is actually good. Look at the space. Whoosh. Probably gonna hit me? Yeah, that's what I thought. As I mentioned, I'm not a fan of this fight. This fight's kind of trash for Mike. His hitboxes are just way better than yours. I don't know about that. We'll see what happens though. Okay. So I at least got this far enough to be able to show off what I love from this point. I was very, very happy to discover this. Once you're past the Stone Warriors, this part for Mike is pretty simple. Turns out his horizontal hitbox is essentially as good as Don's in this case. He can outspace Krang, no problem. Okay. Wait for a second there. Yeah, it's just as usual. You don't see me do 1,000 times with Donatello. With Mike, it's just space it out just fine. He has no problems with this. With Leo, it's quite a bit harder because Leo's normals don't really have very good horizontal range, so spacing out Krang in this way is something I've had a lot of problems with. There might be a strat that I haven't utilized that works better for it, but it's not one I'm particularly good at, that's for sure. But yeah, with that kind of spacing, I'll take that all day. Here's what's probably going to get us to our 3cc. That's definitely not what I wanted. So as it turns out, the shredder that spawns on the left is actually the fake one, and that's consistent. What I wanted to get there. I'm gonna go fight the real deal. Okay, didn't want that to happen. What are we gonna do? I don't know what's gonna happen here. I need to open the circle. So with Leo and Mike, what I've done in the past is just try to see what I can do by maintaining specials. Specials do great damage, and it's also one of the only attacks you have that can actually get good range on Shredder. It's unfortunately really risky because Shredder's attacks are just faster than yours. You want to try to catch him coming into your line of sight and then hit him. You also have to be able to gauge how far along he is on his own timer with the mutagen beam. Not bad. One of the upsides of not one-CCing is that Shredder's health is obnoxiously weak by that point. And hey, we got underestimate, so not too bad. 3cc, so I took more deaths than I would have liked, but I had never played this at this level with Mike, so I'll definitely take that. The death on stage 3 was really unfortunate, but oh well, not too bad of a run. I actually think I'm gonna push to get that with Mike in the future. Like I said, I think he's a very, very fun character to play. He does have limitations, but in a lot of ways, I think that's a big part of the challenge. So once again, I can't stress this enough. Thank you so much, everybody who donated towards this character. Very, very happy to have been able to showcase this for you, even though it was essentially a first-time thing for me for this